Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Guilty Crow Tarot. I'm Rachel, your anxious reader, and we're here to read on what might make you anxious this week and how we're going to get through it and hopefully how we can make it better. Now, I did have to apologize because I skipped last week, but we got a new puppy and she has taken up my entire existence. Her name is Fern Tucker, and she is an English Mastiff and German Rottweiler. So she's going to be gigantic and will probably take up my entire existence forever. So my cats are still getting used to her, and life has been a little hectic. So that definitely brought me anxiety. Um, but when you see a cute face on the screen, you just got to go for it. So I hope everybody had a good week last week. And I am going to jump right into this reading here. I'm going to add a couple extra oracle cards too at the end. So stay tuned at the end. We're going to sum it up with some cool numerology and maybe a Lenormand card or two. So I've got some decks around me. Let me see what we got here. So again, we're going to do a couple of things that are coming in. This week I am using my Slavic Legends Tarot, which is new and it's really beautiful. So, all right. Let's see what we got here. So we're starting right off with the strength card. So some of you are going to have some difficulty with having some patience this week. You're going to really feel like you either need to tame the person that you are stuck with all week, or you have to tame that inner voice where it's just that you want to just say something and it's not appropriate and you shouldn't say these things. Okay. Let's get a little clarifier with that. And both major arcana cards. We get the Chariot. So I feel like this is something where you have a big decision to make. Um, you're feeling confident. Things are really seeming to go your way. That Strength card, you want to move forward really quickly, but you have to use patience. And I feel like that's going to bring you some annoyance, some anxiety this week. Okay. I also feel like with this card, mind, body, spirit, everything's kind of tugging at each other. So your head and your heart maybe aren't in alignment with this. But go back to that strength card. That strength card is a much more peaceful card than the chariot card. That strength card is really, showing, pet the inner beast, right? Um, maybe this week ask for some guidance on how do I say things to people this week? Ask spirit to guide your words. I think you're going to need it, but it is a powerful week, just with both of those being major arcana and also with that chariot card. It's a very forceful, powerful week, very forceful situation that you're dealing with this week. And you do have the energy to get things done. So patience and movement will definitely get you where you need to be this week. It's going to be the feeling that you're not accomplishing what you need to that's really going to give you the anxiety. But I feel like that's going to be a false feeling. So keep that in mind that when you feel that overwhelm or um, the feeling like you're not accomplishing, stop for a second and really ask yourself this week if that's actually true. Oh, it's Thanksgiving week this week too, so everybody's going to feel hectic trying to get everything done. So just, nothing has to be perfect this week. You have the energy to do it though. Just keep going. So something that can help us get through this is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And this deck, it's the Nine of Coins. So keeping in mind with that Nine of Pentacles in reverse that we don't have to always get what we wish for, right? Like everything doesn't have to be perfect. Please keep in mind that everybody else has their own higher self. So You don't have to micromanage maybe the Thanksgiving dinner table. You also don't have to micromanage this situation. Things are going to flow the way they need to. Things are going to fall into place. With this nine of coins in reverse, though, it's not going to maybe come out the way you completely want it to come out, the end result. But remember that when you have multiple artists or multiple people in a situation, everybody's adding a little piece of themselves, and we have to compromise a little bit with how we believe the end result is going to be with this. Okay. So something in this situation to let go of is the Fool in reverse. I feel like when this situation isn't going as you in your mind planned, you're going to maybe want to take a whole different direction with this. Don't do it. Okay? Don't start over, don't start a new path. See this one through, whatever situation that this is for you. You're going to want to finish this. So let go of the fact that you feel like a fool. Let go of the fact that things aren't going as planned and you want to switch directions. Let go of worrying about what people think about you, looking like you don't know what you're doing, feeling that imposter syndrome, perhaps, that, oh my God, if people really knew what was going on in my head, they would realize I don't know what I'm talking about. Let go of all those worries. These are not going to help you this week, okay? I feel like this is definitely a reading of perfectionism. Um, Patience and perfectionism are going to be tough for you guys this week. And what can we do to make this a good situation? Three of Cups. Allow everybody to come together and have a good time doing this situation, have a good time creating whatever outcome this is that you're looking for. I do feel that this has a Thanksgiving vibe to it, Thanksgiving dinner. The Three of Cups, have a drink with friends, have a drink with family, let all the other stuff go and just enjoy yourself. Really try to have a good time and celebrate. So I am going to pull from one oracle card here from the Sacred Forest Oracle, and we'll see a little bit more into this situation. And we get toadstools, growth. So remember that even though you feel like you're going in circles, perhaps you really are accelerating, you really are growing. Things definitely are getting better. And remember, with that toadstools, I love mushrooms. Um, Mushrooms have their own way of speaking to each other. They have their own system where they all, the fungus all talks to each other inside the earth. Just remember that you're networking, even if you don't feel like you're actually making pace and you feel like you're getting somewhere. People are seeing you, you are growing, your name is getting out there. If this does have the Thanksgiving feel to it, just remember that kind words, happy times, those things will always be shared. Okay. People will be talking about this for, a long time. This situation is definitely going to reach its tendrils further than just this week. Okay. So if you take everything in stride and you do the best you can, trying to keep yourself having a positive attitude, this will definitely carry on some good energy and some good outcomes even for the future. Okay. So let's just see one more thing here. Might be bothering you. And we get the Hermit. So you could feel alone this week. This could feel like a time of looking back in the past and, you know, judging the past, looking at your past mistakes, seeing maybe where you went wrong so that you can map out, a future plan. Okay. And we get the Seven of Coins to go along with this. So the Seven of Coins in reverse is all about you know, you're you're not seeing the things grow that you want to grow. The seeds that you planted aren't growing quite as fast as you want them to. So this is going to be a good week to look inside and look at your past and see how you're doing things, to see why you're not accelerating at the rate you would like to. Okay. This is going to bring you a little bit of anxiety though, because you have a hard time searching in that past. You don't really want to remember the things that may be impeding your progress. Okay. Let's see what this situation about. And this situation is about justice. So this is getting exactly what you deserve or somebody else deserves, okay? Balancing those scales, keeping everything cohesive, keeping everything fair. So if you're feeling like things are not a little fair in a situation that you're dealing with right now, um, or that you're worried that you might actually get um, receive the justice maybe that you don't want, this could be bringing that anxiety. I feel like you were hoping for a different outcome, and it's not going the way you want. What can we do? We're going to do the Three of Wands. Look towards the future as opposed to looking towards, you know, the past so much. With that Hermit, looking towards the past is going to give you anxiety. Once you can kind of get over that feeling and you sit with that a little bit, now we use the Three of Wands and we're going to look to the future. You know, the seeds that you planted are growing, and we have to embrace whatever outcome comes our way, right? We've done the deed, now it's time to face the music. And is this going to be bad? No, with the High Priestess I don't think it's going to be bad. um I think it's going to be wise, though, if in this situation you kind of zip your lip. Don't say everything. If there's secrets to be held, I think that it's okay to hold those secrets this week. You don't need to be telling everybody your business. And you know what, too? I feel like this is also a situation that maybe you should just not talk about with anybody. This, it's funny. I look back at this toadstool card, and for me, the cards always kind of fall in together because our lives are not categorized. So with that toadstools, and I'm seeing how the fungus is all has its own little networking system. The more people you tell about this situation, the more people that tell other people about this situation. So this is going to be something that you want to just kind of keep to yourself. And I think that'll be a good way to get through this, right? Um, this is going to be something that when it ends, you really don't want to have to deal with this again. You don't want to have to listen to about this again, okay? But I feel like once it's finished, you're going to be able to let it go, and we're going to start like a whole fresh, it's going to be a fresh new start, and you won't have to perseverate about that anymore. Um, pulling this thing out of the past and finally shedding some light on it is going to be a great idea. Even though it's going to feel a little painful, it's almost like a splinter coming out, and you can heal that situation. Um, but just the people that already know about it are good enough. You don't have to you don't have to keep telling everybody about this situation. And I'm also hearing like you don't need 100 people on your side, right? Sometimes we get worried because we want confirmation that, oh my God, I didn't do anything wrong, or, tell me I'm not a bad person. Um, no, you don't need that. Just keep the situation on the down low, and that's going to be your best bet. Okay. So one of the outcomes from this is the Four of Wands, and that's a really good card. That's a celebratory card. I like that. And it's people coming together, and it's people, enjoying themselves and having a good time. So I feel like even though we're dealing with this little hindrance in our life here, this little secret, as long as you keep moving forward and you look forward, like with that Three of Wands, we're going to get the Four of Wands, which is actually great. It's rate and succession, number wise, and you will actually enjoy being free from whatever situation you're dealing with this. So let me just pull one of the, I have so many cards around me here. And we get Bluebird Spirit. It's happiness. So that's great. Such a good outcome card. A little dicey at first feeling, but remember that it's just feelings and it's not necessarily, you know, it's not how it's going to end up. This is actually going to end up really happy if you do keep your mouth shut. That will be the kicker. Can you not seek validation from others? And I think that that's going to be the important part. Okay. All right. So let's just see one more thing that's might be coming in. And we get the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is showing me that I feel that some of you are going to be teachers this week, and some of you are going to be students. Regardless, whether you find the mentor or you are the mentor, that situation is going to be giving you some angst this week. Okay. Again, I feel like that's where that imposter syndrome comes in. If you are being the one who is the mentor, like, oh my gosh, are they going to figure out? I don't think I know what the heck I'm talking about. Yes, you do. You have to remember that the students don't come to you unless it's time for you to teach. So keep that in mind that, it's never sent to you to teach a situation that you um, aren't able to teach. Okay. And you're always going to find the right mentor for you. So, you know, if you're worried that the person that you're learning from is the worst, not the right person, don't worry about that, because even if we learn what not to do, that's still a lesson that's super important. And, I believe that we learn the most from our mistakes. So keep that in mind too. Let's just see a little bit of this. Yeah, Two of Cups. It's going to be a good relationship. The teacher, the student type situation, whichever one you are. Allow the other person to also put their input in and ask questions and give their insights as well. Because whether you are the teacher, the student, you're both learning something. Anytime I teach something, I think I learn more than the students do. So I always find that to be really interesting. And I'd love to hear other people's input on situations. So be open-minded, regardless of which side of that bar that you're on. Okay. And what can we do to make this situation good? And we get the Six of Swords. So allow this whole situation to flow, even because we get the swords, that's ideas coming in. So if you get a good idea and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to, show that person this or teach that person this, that's a really good thing because you're helping that person accelerate. Also, if you are coming at it from the student, aspect, make sure that, you allow the teacher to guide you where you need to be. Don't be the person that thinks that they know everything. You're going to, even if you do know something about this aspect or this situation that you're in, you don't know everything. Everybody always has a different spin on it. So allow that person to guide you. This is definitely going to bring you to a better space. Okay. And one of the outcomes is Page of Cups. So that's great. So we get definitely an offering, um a message, perhaps, an emotional message. The Page of Cups can either do with children or it could be messages. I'm just trying to feel in and see. Um, I feel like this is going to be good feedback, you know, regardless of if you're the teacher or the student. This Page of Cups, this message of I hate to say love, but we're going to use love anyway. So this message of love, that you're doing a good job, that you're a good teacher, or you're a good student, that you're doing really good. It's also an offering of abundance, right? So whatever the situation is, you're going to be very abundant in the future from it. This is going to take you to the next level. Now, this could also go back to where I don't feel like I'm moving as fast as I'd like to be here with that Chariot and the Strength card. So keep in mind that we are, looping around. We are getting up to that next level. And one thing we can let go of is the Nine of Cups. Letting go of this Nine of Cups, this outcome that you really emotionally are attached to, you can let go of that. Don't be attached to any specific outcome with this. You want to let things flow naturally. And you might be surprised that the outcome that you get is even better than the one that you're expecting. Okay. So ease up on trying to control everything this week. I feel like control is one of the biggest stressors and the cause of anxiety for you this week. And we don't want to do that because really, remember, the only thing we can actively control is the things that we actively think. So let's just pull one more card here and we get the bear spirit healing. And so that bear, I love the bear. It's all about being protective as well. The bear in the Lenormand cards it's all about protection and abundance and healing. Allow this to be a really healing experience. This is a situation where the healing is unfolding and definitely accelerating and getting better. So allow that to happen, allow everything to occur naturally. And this could be a healing between you and the person as well that, you're either mentoring or being mentored by. I feel like exchanging that energy with somebody is going to be a healing experience in itself. That the need to teach and the need to learn is going to accelerate you in whatever situation that you're in. Okay, so we are going to pick a numerology card for this week and just kind of see what are we looking at. These cards are pretty cool. I don't use them that often, but we'll just pull one of those and we get number 16, rebirth. So this card is all about leveling up, right? We're allowing old things to pass away and new things to start. And that makes a lot of sense this week, especially with this healing relationship with this person. And it also makes sense with having, that strength card and allowing the old things to pass with that hermit card. Okay. Um, this is also about like not controlling the situation. It's a perfect card to go with all of these, the rest of the reading here. And let me just read this one part here because I really like this. This card indicates a time of major transition and transformation that will result in significant personal growth. By drawing this card, you have entered a period of spiritual awakening and rebirth where you have the opportunity to align with your higher self and the overarching principles that guide you. This is where you surrender to the changes around you and prepare to be the best you can be. So that just shows right there where you can just kind of let that control, where you're really worried about, forging the outcome. Don't bother this week. It's all going to be taken care of for you. Okay. And oh my God, I love these. I just started playing with these archetype cards and we're just going to pull what is archetypes that we could focus on this week that will help us get through. Okay, so we get the advocate and the Samaritan. I love it. So the advocate, it's put your compassion into action. So be kind to people this week. Take it easy on people this week. Everybody's going through a tough time. Everybody has a story, or everybody has something where I don't necessarily align to victimhood. Giving people a break this week, might be a nice thing. Considering we get the advocate and the Samaritan together. And that is all about refining your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore with the Samaritan. So if you see somebody that needs a little extra, give it to them. I think that goes really well with that Hierophant card where you're going to be the teacher. Okay. Take your time with people, be easy with people. Just try to be nice this week. It is the week of Thanksgiving. And although I know we went to Plymouth a couple of years ago, and we learned all about the pilgrims who were not the nicest people. I still like to take from that that um, we it's a good week to give thanks. So let this be your gratitude week and just say thank you and say thank you to people that take care of you and say thank you to people that hold the door. And let's just try to be kind to everybody this week. All right. You guys have a great week. I will see you next week. As long as my dog doesn't eat my camera, which she's eating everything else. So have a good week. Love you. Mwah.